Okay, welcome guys, and I forgot to fill up my water just before I started, so I'll just be 1 second. Okay, welcome to Worldly Wednesday. We're back with Distant Worlds 2, and in the middle of our war against the Quamino, which are sort of back in through here, the Malitos, which is their home world. The world that we're really going to be trying to focus on is the Citadel system. If I can break this system and actually grab this particular world, and I don't know if I can do it this episode, but that's going to be our, I guess our goal will be to try to capture that one in the war. That's going to be what we try to get from a few things I want to get from this war. I want to get that system, the Citadel system. What that's going to do is essentially break, their not break badly, because they can always just bypass. But it's essentially it's a halfway point, and there's not really a hell of a lot else around it. And so, getting the Citadel system, it's a big system. First of all, it consists of Gizarians in this particular world. It was probably an independent world that they managed to sort of get hold of. And there's a few Gizarian worlds that are back out through here as well, like the Gunabu system, which has got like 2 billion. This one's got nearly 5.5 billion on it. So there's a lot of Gizarian potential with what we actually have. But the Citadel system itself is the one that I really, really want. I wanted it for a long time. Just to sort of bring our brethren back home, even though we're going to eat them when we do take it. But this world itself is interesting. Like it does actually have a research station as well as its starport. So we have to break the back of the Quamino, but their ships are so much better than ours. So that's of course is going to be a bit of a problem. That's why we may not even get close this episode. But Citadel itself has got another big problem, which is this Planetary Torpedo launcher, which essentially, it helps protect the planet, like in terms of giving them resolve if they do get attacked from space, like from troops. But it also gives them a very, very powerful weapon coming straight from the actual planet itself to any fleets that happen to be in orbit. So when we land on the planet, we're going to have to still stay in the fight, even though this thing's going to be firing fairly rapidly back at us. Like there's 4 shots per volley, and the firing rate is every 7.5 seconds, with every shot doing about 50 damage. So it goes back to 21. It's not terrible. The shield bypass is poor against shields. And armor, God, if I could get the bubble shields of the Quamino, like if I could actually, we may have to do this in a couple of wars. We may not be able to do this one, but this is why I've called this particular episode the Planetary Torpedo launcher, because this one's bothering me. The fact that it's going to be hard to land there. Also, with that number of population, we're going to need a lot of troops to be able to take this particular world, and we don't have a lot of money, and so the troops that we have, we're going to have to really sort of do what we can with them. I'm thinking of actually bringing as many troops as I possibly can into the Cardama system and just have them ready to go. Like the 4th fleet is actually back over here, which has got like a strength of 4,325, 9 infantry. You can see there that the numbers we're pretty full with that particular fleet. We may need to get probably even double that, to be honest. Let's have a look at Cardama and just see what we've actually got left on this world. This is where we've sort of been building up attack forces. And the reason I like the Cardama system for doing this is because this is actually a Nexilian planet. And the Nexilians are very, very good fighters, like one of the best in the galaxy. Reptilians tend to be the best troops, and so they're actually, so they're quite... they're very, very strong. Actually, all we've got left in through here is now just a defense strength down this other side. If I go back into managed troops, I can actually start to pick up battle pod swarms where they have an attack of 230. The executioner hives. Yeah, it's fighting clans. That's executioner hives in through there. Attack. Yeah, this one's got an attack of defense of 194, Whereas the defence here of the executioner hives, you see, the executioner hives are, they're ours, I think. Let's have a quick look and see back at our home world. What have we got back there? It's way over here in the Anthfar system. So this is our capital here, where we have been building up troops in the past. Oh, sorry, they've got war swarms there. I think the executioner hive maybe must be ours. Surely it's got to be ours. Yeah, the battle pod swarms are the same no matter where we get them from. So we do actually have a few on the ground here, which would be good to bring them back up as well. We might have to look at trying to get more. That's going to be a tricky one. We might have to get see if we can actually sort of try to get more money somehow. Now, the trouble we're going to have, and I guess when you're sort of playing the game, like not only do we have our war, objectives, but we also have to manage our economy during this war process, and that's not going to be easy either. So what we've got is you can see our cash flow. That'll change a bit, but we don't have a real lot of cash. So the cash on hand is actually fairly poor with what we actually do have. I would like to actually, crash this research to get it done in half the time, but it's just not going to happen. So that's actually so one thing we have is we've got the money is a problem. Money is, in my head, in very simplistic terms, what I try to sort of evaluate is that money is happiness. Like happiness actually leads to your money in a very, very indirect way. But that's essentially, if you can keep your population happy, they will generate more money for you. So that's sort of like the easiest rule of thumb that I can sort of think of to sort of explain how that actually does work. So with that in mind, what we have to then sort of do is manage our economy, try to destroy their economy using happiness. And if we go to diplomacy and have a bit of a look, you can see there that our war weariness is actually high, like at plus 3.7, because unjustified war declarations against us have given our population increased resolve, giving us a net positive war weariness level. This is great for us because our war weariness doesn't drop quickly. Ours goes down slowly, but that's the thing that's going to ultimately crush anyone that's at war. Is basically their war weariness. As it starts to get into like the -10s, -20s and things like that, that's a direct impact on the happiness, which means it's a direct impact on the money that you then generate. So that's a bit of an issue. Now what we'll see through here is the Miletos, and when we hover over this one, they've already just got mild war weariness. They will lose their war weariness fairly fast. Not as fast, like not super fast, but they will lose that a little bit. In fact, if we go and click on them and then have a look at them in through there, we can then just hover over to sort of see if there's anything that will actually impact the war weariness, and there's nothing there. So they're just a vanilla faction in terms of war weariness. For us, if we go back to our faction and have a look at the bonuses, you'll see there that war weariness overall, war weariness reduction, we have a plus 40%. So we actually end up with a, so we can stay in wars much longer than what the Camino can. There are other factions where the war weariness actually does go completely the other way. Like if we go back to diplomacy again, for example, I think the Acdarians maybe, oh no, we're not seeing it there either. Who else would it be? Do these guys have poor war weariness? I don't know if they do. Yeah, they've got a war weariness reduction of minus 10%. So they're even worse in war. So yeah, a few different ones will have other ones, but this is the one that we're sort of more concerned with. This one as well is we were at war with them. I don't know if they still are. They're at war with the Miletos as well. So there's two wars now the Miletos are now fighting, which is good for us. It just means that there's sort of less that we have to concern ourselves with. And these guys, they're not really got any real issues there either. Okay, so that's sort of essentially like over. So the longer the war goes on, the more we're both going to be losing money because of the war weariness going down. But it's also going to mean that they're going to be losing it more than we will, and so we can sort of we may have to bounce in a couple of wars before we can actually take the Citadel system. But that's actually sort of what my goal, my long term goal is to get this planet here, and to sort of start to dominate and take over as much as I possibly can. Our war scores are fairly good. So you can see their base has destroyed one, and so we've destroyed one of their bases. Their bases are worth a lot simply because of how well they can protect them. We've got military ships destroyed 14, so we've actually done already a good start here, and we've got 41,000 of that war score is actually coming from that. War score helps in a lot of different ways, like in terms of sort of like trying to sort of secure peace. You can do that through your war scores, etc., etc. But anyway, we did capture one ship as well, the Miletus Revenge, which is worth 500 points for us. They've destroyed only 2 of our ships, military ships, and 2 other ships at this point in time as well. And you can see there the value of our ships, 1,700, as opposed to it's probably if we take a look at that one, it's about like theirs is worth a little bit more than ours, even though the actual combat rating of theirs is so much higher than ours. So anyway, that's all fine. We've got a couple of war targets that we do want to sort of go and fulfill. So we do want to be researching new technology, in this case fast energy propulsion. Now that's going to, we're probably not going to make that one, I don't think. So we'll just keep that one sort of thumping along. It may have a look at that and see if we can actually just switch to that technology. We're still 5 years away from this one here, and we don't actually have the crash research. So that one there is fast energy propulsion. Okay, let's have a look and see what that is. See if we're even close to it. Fast energy propulsion. Just go up to the engines. It should be up in here. Fast energy propulsion. I'm not seeing it there. It should be there somewhere. Not sure where it is. Okay, just see if I can find it. Well, let's zoom in, zoom out. Let's have another quick look at that one. Fast energy propulsion. That's the symbol for it. So have a quick look in there again. We should be able to see it in the list here, but that should be up in the engines, I would have thought. It's not down in here with targeting systems. I'm now looking for the actual graphic to see if I can find that one. That sort of looks almost like it, but it's not the same. It's efficient maneuvering. This is where it should be. That's hyperspace. It's not that one of those. Blue Wolverine, maybe hidden as a future tech. It may be, but then I don't think it's going to be. I think it would actually show us what we've got. It won't be this stuff, I don't think. It's just logistics, and then we've got the weaponry there, and then we've got the various elements in through this other side as well. I'm looking actually just at the graphic to see if that's got it. somewhere. That's a strange one. I shouldn't have accepted that in that case. It's not a hyperdrive. It doesn't look like a hyperdrive type thing, and we're not intelligent enough to get these. So we're very close to getting this, for example. Yeah, if we got that one, maybe that one we're 2 and a bit years away. We've already got the high volume thrust. You know, I might just throw this one in. I don't think that that's going to give me what I want, but that's why it looks like one of these sort of weapons. Sorry, not these sort of weapons. These sort of it looks like something like it that you'd find it. Oh, there it is. Is that it? No, high speed. What was it? It was the high speed. God, what is it? Fast energy propulsion. Fast energy propulsion. It's close to the top of the tech tree. Actually, see YGBSM saying you just passed it. It's further up. So it's fast energy propulsion. Okay, let's have a look and see. Go back up there again. It's in the engines, isn't it? It's once we just get to the engines. Fast energy propulsion. Where am I missing it? I am not seeing this at all. So it's close to the top of the tech tree. Okay, let's go back up there. Further up. It won't be there. Now we're into the weapons again. Ah, there it is. There it is. Oh, okay. So, yeah, not going to get this one. So this one yeah, we're a long way off getting this. So we're not intelligent enough to grab this one. So fast energy propulsion, what is that one? The velocity shard. It's used as a torpedo weapon. Okay. It's nice long range, actually. It's pretty cool. But the trouble with that one is we're already running at negative 9% weapons research, and we need to be at plus 20%. So we're 30% off in our research capability. So we're just not capable of doing that one. And I don't think anyone else will actually have that, so we can't even steal it. So that's actually not going to really happen. These other ones don't require, there's no requirement, but this one does have a research threshold. You have to be smart enough to be able to research it, and we're not smart enough. So unfortunately, that one is out of the way. I don't know if I can actually remove that one. Oh, there. God, if I had clicked on it, it would have just taken me straight there. Well, let's... Well, you live and learn, so I'll have to try to remember that for the future, just to go and click on the actual thing itself to take me there. So I can't get rid of that one. That one's stuck in the loop, so we don't have an opportunity. You can reject them at the time, but I didn't know what that one was going to be. We also have a war mission capture enemy refueling station. Now I tried to do this one in the last one. This is the Andat 1 mining station. So we actually sent a fleet in. You can see the remains of our fleet scattered everywhere. And so they actually brought in a fleet to attack us. So they've got a fleet there, which also took a lot of damage. But we never got even close to capturing this one. And so the fleet that we had sent in here to do this attack, this is the second fleet, they're now limping back home again to go and repair. So they're off to repair at the Cardama 5. So they'll actually now leave that system, go back, and we'll try it again. We'll just keep on bouncing in. But what that did do is we actually managed to destroy a lot of their ships. So the number of ships we've destroyed 14 of them. So a handful were destroyed there, even though there's actually still a very, very powerful grouping in through there. You can see there, like we've got 24 ships in the second fleet, which is worth about the same as their 4 ships. So they've got 4 ships versus our 24. Their ships are so much stronger than ours. We also had a big fight down here at the down this way. We've got the 7th Strike Force is heading in. We've got the 1st Defence Force moving in as well to repair back into here. This one was also part of an attack that had gone in, and then we also have the 4th Invasion Fleet, which is just sitting off, essentially just waiting for us to be able to find a planet to drop onto. Yeah, so getting what we need to be able to. I'm going to have to build a few more of the troop transports. In fact, I think I may already have some. Let's have a quick look and see if I've got any troop transports that we can actually go and make use of. So if we just go into troop transports here, and what we're looking for is we've got most of them are in the 4th Invasion Fleet, but there are actually 4 others that aren't. I'm going to move these 4 together, and I may even just sort of create like a small fleet of these ships, and they do have some troops in there as well. They've been just shuffling troops around automatically. So let's go and actually create create a new fleet with these ships. But I'm then going to add that to the other one. So let's just go back across. So we'll create a fleet in through here. Now they've got 20. Oh, they've already got 20 infantry. So if they've got 20 infantry already, and they've just been shuffling troops around, I'm going to offload those 20. Where are they? Those ships. If we just go back across to that fleet and sort of zoom back out, we've got them spread out all over the place. So yeah, that's not going to help me. No, they're all over. That's not going to be where they actually are. Let's just go back to the 10th fleet and just try to see where the ships actually are. Hang on. I'll just go and press the F key until we sort of get to the 10th fleet. And I will make this one control group 0. In this case, we've got the so I'm just using existing ships, and so they're completely full of these fighters, and we can see there that there's ships there, there's ships there, there's nothing back out this way. So it looks like all of the ships are, yeah, there's one ship back at home, so there is actually one back at home there. So I might just offload them at the home system, and then we can just pick up like the armor troops. The armor troops are what we want to be landing with. So we've got that one through there. We'll just go back and press the back arrow. Just go back to the next one. That's moving its way across. Go back. That one's also back at the home, and this one here is also back at home. So most of them are just back at home anyway, which is good. So we can then just go and offload. So just go back to the 10th and just tell them that it's now time, guys, to unload troops at Athfar 1. Now I've got incoming. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. Incoming fleet detected. So the 8th Defence Force travelling towards a ship which was still back in here. So this is the 8th, which is their defence fleet, which has been sort of the one that's been defending this particular area. And so we have a small fuel transport from the 2nd fleet, which is trying to get away. It's taken iron cannon damage. It's probably not going to make it. No, it's gone. So it's been destroyed. That's then going to, other ships destroyed. That's now 3. 2nd fleet is, if we have a look at this one, we now need to top this one up. So we need to get another fuel tanker. So I'll just go and grab one of the other fuel tankers for that particular fleet. They're all going to sort of make their way off. Okay, well, salvaging, yep, that's okay. Nothing much really for us to worry about there. Just dismiss that one. So that was the end of that particular fight. So now the fact that our advisors are now offering saying we should actually end the war, and now I don't want to end the war until we've sort of made it so that they actually want to sue for peace and give us some tech. That's really what I want. So I'm just going to go and decline that at this stage. Foreign mission thwarted, that's okay. The Dayuts. But if we're thinking about ending the war, they'll also be thinking about ending the war as well. But we'll just stick in here as long as we possibly can. We'll try to fulfill that war goal. So we've still got one group through here. Now, if we just have a quick look at the Athfar system, but we do actually have the troops on the ground here already. So if we just go back across and if we have a look at the actual troops themselves, we don't have that many of the armoured troops, but let's just go and pick them all up anyway. So we'll just go and get this particular fleet and just go and load troops at Athfar 1. It's given me 7 infantry, 4 armour. Strength isn't quite as high. These have got a size of 10,000, 10,000, 5,000. So the total on board that we actually have for our troops here is... where is it? Troop capacity 25,000. So that pretty much does it. Like if we have a look at the 25,000 there at troop capacity, which means that that's 10, 25. So that one's full. This one here is a loading. That's still going into load troops. So that's now picked them up as well. This is the 10th fleet, and then this one over through here has also picked up the 2 plus the 1. So if you have a look now back and through there, we've still got a couple in through here. What I'm just going to do is manually go and offload. So I'm just going to go and click these to just offload all of these. So unload troops at Athfar 1. We're just doing it with the Mighty Conqueror. That's now got nothing on board. I can now go back to the planet and go and select these individual troops. Hang on, that's not what I wanted to do. Colony detail, and oh, hang on, these are set to garrison. I don't want that. So if I just ungarrison the troops, now we should actually be able to pick them up. So if I now just go and grab this one here and just tell it to load troops at Athfar 1. One done. Here we go. So it's now picked up the battle pod swarms. The reason I want these is that their attack strength is very high at 230. The attack strength for these other ones is only 148. Now that's pretty much now got nearly everything that we needed from this particular one. We've only got one more of these battle pod swarms back in through this other side. And what I'm going to do here is just going to go back in and pick up a handful of these, so maybe 5, 6, 7, and just make sure that they're garrisoned. So they're going to be our garrison troops. They're not super strong actually. These are war swarms. Yeah, the fighting clans really are the ones that are the better ones for us ultimately. The war swarms are Gizarians, and the fighting clans are the other troops. And so when we make a clone troop, we're getting the best of the fighting forces. All right, so let's go back and grab the 10th, and now we're going to move this one across to join up. So we now have just another strength here of 2,300, which I'm going to now move up back across, all the way out to where the 4th is. So we just get this one to sort of go into the staging, back out through here, and so they can then just come back out to this location. Okay, that'll do us. And then we'll join them up with the 4th. Let's unpause. Hi von Schweinert, how are you going? And hi to anybody else that's joined us as well. So we'll link back away from these fights. And we'll just get everyone nicely healed up back and through here. Now we've sort of set everything back to, except war mission, here we go, destroy valuable enemy facility. Now this is, they wanted me to go and destroy the armor barracks at Rotuth. Now I don't have bombardment forces, so I haven't built my troops up to be able to bombard effectively, so that's not going to happen. So I'm going to decline that one. So this is at Rotuth will be the capital of the Miletos. It wants me to go into their homeworld and essentially bombard their planet into, into nothingness. Now, is that? Yeah, that's Rotuth there, which will be the. This has got the little star, which makes it the capital, and so Rotuth does actually have a fair few troops that it's actually been building. So its defense strength there is 5,000, but it wants me to actually blow up I can destroy it in different ways. I could destroy it with spies, but usually it's going to be bombardment. So yeah, destroy. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to decline that particular one. So we're not going to worry about that one. But we do want to go back with the second again, or even the eighth. The eighth is ready to come back in, to bounce back in. Now there's nothing much that's going to be able to get to the Cardama system. So I think, given that we can, like if I put my long-range scanners on, I can then sort of at least see anything that's coming through from here. And I can see anything that's moving in through this other side as well. Maybe we bounce in again and try to take that other from the Andat system. Or just wait a little bit for the second to come back home again. Now the second is actually, its home base is Cardama 5. So what I might do is just tell it that its role now is to defend, and so it's going to be defending Cardama as it comes back in. Let's pulse again with the 8th. The 8th happens to be here. If I give them an actual mission now, I'm just going to tell them that their mission is to go and capture the Andat 1 spaceport, which is that one there. I'm going to tell it that that's its role, is to go and capture Andat 1. So off they go. So the 8th will now go off and try to fulfill that war mission. If we do get this one, it's going to increase their war weariness by negative 0.1 or decrease their war weariness and give me another 20,000 in war score, which will then sort of put more pressure on when we do actually sue for peace. So these should be able to get back home in time. Now the first is still repairing, so we've been at battle through here. Now they need to get 2 more fuel tankers. So I'll throw them in there. Those fuel tankers were destroyed in this group. They've got the 7th as well. Hang on, this got the 7th. Where's the 7th? There they are. 7th are operating from in here. So they're actually now got no mission, and they've also been set to manual. I'm going to now put these back to what they do best, which is raiding. So they're going to raid with whatever they possibly can. And we do actually have... It wants to go off... It has some sort of target down this way. Not sure why it's got that there. I always forget what these little lines are. It's like they've got something in the Gulrath system that is part of what they are interested in. I'll just have a quick look and see if I can figure that one out. Yeah, that dotted line is sort of like a... There's nothing there. I thought there was something where you could actually set up like a some sort of targeting. But I can't remember what that actually is. Oh, there we go, attack point. So the attack point there is the Luxury Club, which is, yeah, the Alara Eden. So this was actually something we had set up as an attack point. So I think I can actually just go back with the 7th selected, and we might just set some attack points in through here, for example. So we'll just go and, if I just go to the 7th again, and then just right click on this one here, set attack point. So I'm not sure if that will then be something where it just targets it. I can't even remember what attack points actually do, to be honest. So Blue Wolverine saying, in my first few games of Distant Worlds 2 and keep getting the hive ships attacking my colonies. Is there any way to avoid the hive ships since the ships are so powerful compared to mine? You just avoid, don't engage with them if you can help it. I'm purposely not going after them, and the AI is now looking at trying to destroy them themselves, but I'm not actually doing anything with that. So I'm just, that's just sort of doing like that. Essentially, I'm just letting the AI handle it, as in the other players, and I'm just avoiding them like the plague at this stage until I'm powerful enough to take them on. So just don't disturb them. Like we've got hive ships in here, I think. So we've got hive ships in here. Just leave them alone. So don't go looking at them. Don't do anything. When you see them, just leave them where they are. So it becomes a bit of a problem. Okay, so we've got those now moving off. Now the first is also, I think I'm just going to put the first back to a defensive role, and we are now going to need to pick up. We do have 11,000 now, so I'm just going to go back into my ship designs and purchase. I'm just going to grab myself a couple more fuel tankers. Just to make up the shortfall of what we've already got now. All right, so the 7th will now possibly go and target the Citadel system. There we go. Assign that mission. So they're going to go off and do some raiding. So what we want to do is now start to stretch and get more things happening. So Colleen joins us. Oh, there we go. Now this is interesting. The oppressed inhabitants of Titanothek have switched allegiance in the Boscara Legionary and joined us. Now this is going to not be all that great. I don't think. Oh, no, there's 3 billion of them. Interesting. So this little world here is a Boscaran world. Now we're not at war with them. What have they got? They've got armor barracks, a planetary beam defense, which is good, and then they've also got a planetary administration center. So they've decided to join us. Whereabouts are they? It's a long way away. Oh, they're really struggling. Oh, hang on. What's happened here? This is really interesting. So the what's actually happened here is that the capital, we should actually have a look and see if we can figure out what's happening. This is a group, the Boscara that are in through here are doing fairly well, as you can sort of see. We go and have a look and see who they actually are. So they are the Boscara Legionary backing through this other side. They're displeased with us. The reputation is nasty. But if you have a look at them, they're a military dictatorship. And if we have a look and see what a military dictatorship is, if we go back to the Galactopedia and go across to the government types, a military dictatorship is a autocratic form of absolute rule that is unrestricted by law, constitutions, and other social and political factors. So they actually end up having things like their war reduction is really, really good. So they're great at being at war. This is unusual for a Boscara to ultimately be a military dictatorship. That's one of their allowable, government types, but they usually are a hive mind, which gives them a lot more stability. But in this case, every 60 years, and in fact we've just come up to around about 60 years or so in the game, they have a coup d'etat, and the leader change effect is highly disruptive. So several months of reduced colony happiness and increased war weariness, possibly of colony rebellions and even another leadership change. And so the colony rebellion has actually occurred. And so one of their colonies is actually, and it's a fairly significant colony, has actually has rebelled against them. Now you can see there their war weariness is significant. Let's just go and close that one down. But that military dictatorship, they've actually had a recent, they've recently switched, they've had a coup d'etat, and in that particular one, they're at war with the Akdarians. They've been at war with the Akdarians forever, and that's the only war they've actually got. So their wariness now is really getting quite bad for them. So people on the planets themselves are going to be unhappy with it being a part of the Boscara. And what happened was there would have been a civil war after their leadership change, where this is now flipped. Now the interesting thing about that is, I think that their capital was in this system, I thought. Maybe not. Yeah, there's two worlds here. there's the world that flipped to us, and then there's this little world in here, which is one that we're not going to really be needing. We don't want this one, but it's possibly going to flip as well, I would guess. So if we, at some point maybe, but this is, these ones in through here, these have got Boscarans, Shandars and Icarus living on this particular little world. This is actually where the, oh, Zentabia fluid. Okay, this is a game changer. If we can get hold of the Zentabia fluid, this is only an outpost, so it won't flip, I don't think. Wow, if we could get hold of that, that'd be great. Now, we possibly could buy it from them. The fact that they've actually, this is now completely flipped over. So they've got a defense force back into here because it's literally just gone. We've got a small spaceport here, which is still Boscaran design, in through this other side. This one is now flipped over to us. So they're going to be fully assimilated right from the very, very start. Yeah, so they're happy. Yeah, and the tax rate, we are taxing them, which is actually good as well. So we don't have Boscara fluid here ourselves, but this is now firmly inside our territory. So if we now go and talk with the Boscara, I didn't realise that the Zentabia fluid was right here. This is actually very, very major for us. Nothing else in that system. So just to explain as to why the Zentabia fluid is so important, I've mentioned before about happiness and so on and so forth. If I have a look at this one through here, it gives me plus 24% colony development if I can get hold of it. It gives me plus 10% colony happiness, and also then we get troop recovery rates and plague curing. But the big ones are the development and the happiness. If that can end up in my worlds, it's going to boost the colony development dramatically. And so even if we have a look at this particular world over here, which I'm assuming will actually have some already on it, so it's got a development there of 110, 44% from population, 5% from other items, and 62% from resources. The resources is really what's driving that particular one in through there. So that's what's going to be happening through that side. Now we don't actually have any troops on the ground here, which is a problem. Might just build a couple, I think. These execution hives. Just get a couple. I mean, we don't want to be losing this world if we can get the Zentabia fluid. If we have a quick look and see the shortages that they've got in the luxuries, yeah, they don't have any on this world actually. They don't have any, but I do want that. So they've got an outpost mining the Zentabia fluid. These are insectoids as well, so they've sort of got like insectoids along with them as well. So actually that's their homeworld there. Their homeworld is in here somewhere. Exotl is the actual homeworld of the Boscara. So they've got their force in through there, and they've been relatively strong. That's why it's sort of interesting. They've even, like the Actarians are really struggling in here. The Actarians have actually lost worlds inside their home system as well to the Boscara. So the Boscara have almost completely wiped out the Actarians. But getting that little corner there is actually really quite nice for us. If we can get hold of that Zentabia fluid. Let's just go and talk with them. Negotiate a deal. Yeah, Timothec. They'll do for half a, like probably even more than that. It's probably going to be like 600 or 700,000 to get that one. I actually really want it. So if we go that way, you can see there the offered items are showing up as less. Now we do have a couple of their spies. It's not really worth a lot. Tech. I don't really want to go to war with them, so I don't really want to give them the long-range scanners because then everyone will start to get that one. Enhanced torpedoes. Battlefield sabotage. This is we should be building special operations, and we're just not at this stage. And planetary defense units, they don't have any of this stuff. Pulse wave weapons, we don't want to give them that. And then none of these are going to be worth enough. What I could do is just give them, this is just information. It's worth 50,000. Just give them all this. That's worth 76,000. What about other stuff that we've got? Galaxy map, I don't want to give them. Give them back their spies. And we've got 139,000 now. So I don't want to give them my own unique tech. We've got a lot more tech than what they've got by the looks of things. The layered armor doesn't do anything, but it's not really worth a lot. The planetary defense units are up to 423 now, so we're actually over. They may accept this deal, so that's actually not, it's not strictly speaking that that's what they would do. If we got hold of that, it would actually then really boost everything. So if we can do this one, we'll get the Zentavia fluid flowing freely. Yeah, that would be pretty damn awesome, I've got to say. What do you think of this deal? Deal. So we need to add more. What else can we add? I will now likely accept this deal. This one's worth nearly 600,000. Great. So we've now got that one as well. So we've now taken the Zentavia planet. And that will then start to flow back in towards our systems. And in reality, I'm going to probably have to keep the 10th Fleet just to be able to then bring troops back into that system. But we shouldn't really have a big problem, except that they're going to be wiping out the Actarians very soon. They're going to then be looking for new targets. They are neutral with us. This is their warlord. So we'll just say goodbye. So that one, we still kept our money, not that we had much to do with it. But anyway, that's what's happened there. So they've had a coup d'etat, they've had a rebellion. That planet has rebelled and then decided to join us rather than becoming independent. They can become independent. And with that, we then got ourselves a Zentavia planet as well, which is absolutely ideal. So I don't think there's anything else in here that we would need to worry about. They may have culture flipped, but I wanted to get hold of that one. So we've got that one now that we now control. This is going to be a bit of a drain on our resources. Yep, so we'll end up essentially mining this particular world. So we have Boscarans working on this particular world for us, this colony. And that's good. So we'll dismiss that one. So we take the whole system. I'll just let that one go for a little bit. Because, yeah, that's now given us a really nice little toehold in that location. And it's far enough away that we shouldn't really have to worry about it too much. What I might do is I've got the 6th attack fleet down through there, which is a large fleet. We do actually have the 10th fleet now moving back up. 5th Defence Force back down this way. is the only one really defending our home systems. And we do actually have the 9th defence back out this way. Nothing else over this way. You're a bit stretched. And then the 3rd. The 6th, this is now becoming, this is probably a more important location than anything else. So I might move the 6th attack fleet and move them out to the out to this location here and defend and make this the home world of the home system. So if we just go back and make this one the home base for the 6th, they'll then move across. The 5th, I don't think I have to move off, so they'll now defend this particular world and that world as well there, to be honest. But this is the Boscarans certainly will have close access into our locations. Anyway, that's a good pickup, getting the Zentavia fluid. That's going to raise our happiness and our development on all of our worlds eventually. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, but it's not that far away. Like, we've got a nice little gap through the nebulas to be able to get trade actually thumping along in through there. Very, very important. So that sort of works out fairly well. All right, let's keep it going. Watch the 8th as it now goes in. It's good. Our money situation is correcting itself. We've got to 93,000 now. Let's have a quick look at the structured research. Can we crash this? I don't want to lose this. Yeah, we can. I'm going to pay the costs on that one. I want to get this one done fast, just so I can actually go and build a science academy at our homeworld, just to try to push the all research up to allow us to then get even better research. Research in the really long term in the game is going to be very, very important to us. And we're not going to miss the money so much at this stage, but this is now a crash research, which means it can't go backwards anymore. Like, we can actually lose cohesion with it, which we don't want to, and that's likely for us because we're so dumb. But that's like, that sort of just protects us quite nicely. Agent captured. There we go. So we've now captured our agent operative. Oh, that's us. Been imprisoned. Okay, so that's not good. Operative light. Is operative light in the stream? Because that's a banning offence. He's not. I was just having a quick look to see if I could see him in the Twitch stream, because that's an actual named character. So unfortunately, I don't get a chance to ban. So we ban people for half an hour if their named ships or characters get compromised in any way. Yeah, we're making good money here, which is good. Now, we're not going to see the benefit yet until we start to see lots and lots of freighters coming back and forwards. So we should end up with Zentavia fluid should start to be requested back in Anthvar. This will be sort of the way it will then work. If we go and have a look at the resource shortages in through here at luxuries. So Zentavia fluid, they're asking for 600, but they've got 0. So they'll bring that one in. I've got a mod that colours, and I made one of these mods myself actually for Distant Worlds 1, and it's so cool to be able to just see if it's got a gold background, it's a important resource. In this case, Zentavia fluid, critical resource. We control one of those sources, but we don't have any. There's no other golds. There's 3 gold resources in the game. They're extremely rare to find, but these are what actually then push the colony development up. And so we want to get we want to get as much of that in here as we possibly can. So Zentavia fluid, we're asking for 600 of that. If we go to other worlds, got nothing else in that one there. If we go back to each colony, actually, if we just go back to the colonies themselves. So Venax, back into here, resource shortages, they're going to be asking for it as well. 500 for that one. So I just let the AI manage all this itself. Actually, that's our third best planet, the Titan Othek one, which is this Boscara world actually has come in as number 3 straight away, which is very, very cool. The actual development is only low at 118, so they're going to have like a lot of resources that they're going to be needing to go in through here. Now we do actually have under construction. What are we building? So we're building different ships there, or cargo shuttles and things. Yeah, that's okay. I'll just let them continue on building those. So they would have been old things that would have been sort of set up in through that other side. So what we've got in through this other side, we've got the everything else is sort of working out fairly well. But this, you can see the overall development is much lower than mine, and so that's because of the resources. I'm thinking like there'll be we'll need to get more of our luxury resources across there. They're also looking for Zentabia fluid, so we should be able to sort of then bring the Zentabia fluid away from that other world. We should eventually we'll start to see a big. Like a lot of freighters that will then sort of run down into the system. Now, the other thing we do want to be doing here is to upgrade this starport straight away. In fact, it's already under construction, I think, to a is it retrofitting? It'll retrofit up. Anyway, they're going to have to worry about it. So that will be a good one for us. All right, that's a nice little gift there, which is good. There's the 2 fuel tankers. We just got a couple of them sort of in the wild. New mining stations completed. Now the Miletus also then have long-range scanners. Now these are going off. This is going to be an interesting fight as well with the 7th. I'm getting good money here. I'm actually tempted to go and grab another fleet, but I think I'll just let it build that right up. You're crashing the research. Actually, now what's that? That's an invasion fleet going into the Odessa system. This used to be one of our systems, but we sort of let it go. They've only got 2 infantry, 4 armor, but it'd probably be enough to take that world. I haven't wanted it because I then have to stretch it. Actually, where's that one going? It's moving off, possibly taking that one out there. Now, they've taken over the desert colony, the Oathi. There's a world here, which is a Gizarian world, but it's not ours. So they've actually taken it back in here. So they've actually now got a planet that they've... so there's been a lot of fighting between these guys. Let's have a look and see what's going to happen in here. So we're just going to move in. Now, with the accept trade... Nope, decline that one. What we're interested in here is, are there any fleets? No, there's no fleets here. And we're actually close enough now to be able to see what's there. They've got a defensive strength there of 3,600. We're going to need to have a lot more to be able to take this particular world. You can see there what they end up with is plus 73% defensive facilities and other bonuses, 7% native planet type, 25% armoured breakthrough, 25% fortified line, and 25% space control. So we have to, even if we take space control, fortified line, and armoured breakthrough, it's still going to be really, really hard to actually get that one. So that's going to be a very, very difficult nut to crack, essentially. We do take it. So we'll just watch the 7th. They shouldn't have any real problems against this particular base. Okay, now this is first contact. We've encountered a new empire in the Nigashida system, the Boscara Martial Order. This will be another fragmented Boscaran group that actually fragmented away from that first when they actually had their split. This will be part of the Civil War. So predominantly composed of Boscara. The Boscara are naturally hostile towards us. They're hostile towards everyone. But if we go and if we just go to show me, so this is they've got Warlord Balak in through this other side. They're also a military dictatorship, and so if we have a look and see where they actually are, they're displeased with us, but these are really not going to have much at all. Like they've got only 6 billion population, known revenue. Yeah, so it may be that this is like a fragmented group that came from the. Just trying to sort of find where they actually are. So it's sort of got this brownish sort of colour. Let's have a look and see. It should be still back in this system here, in this grouping. There it is there. So on the periphery, that's now split away from the from this as well. So they're actually, this is where military dictatorships are pretty cool, except for when you have the coup d'etat, and then you've got to somehow get all these things back. So I'm not sure if they'll be at war with the other relationship with others. Yeah, they've got. They're pleased with them, so they're working with them. So it's a bit like sort of Syria, I guess, in our world, with different things sort of fragmenting away and causing issues everywhere. Anyway, that's not going to really matter that much, so we'll just let that one continue on. So the 7th is really just going in to destroy what it can in through here. They're going to keep on finding attacks. So the 7th is actually a good one for us. I'm liking the fact that we've got so much money. These are going to decline that one. The escort proud judgment. So this is actually okay. We'll just dismiss that one. Accept trade. No, decline that one. So one of their ships has come back in. This ship is just a heavy escort. I might as well finish off the ship before I do anything else. So I'll just go back to the 7th. I'm now going to, they're currently in a fleet role of raid. When I give them a specific order, they then become manually controlled. But we're just going to attack this one. It's just a lone ship. It's not part of any fleet. Us to end this war. I'm going to decline that again. Should be trying to jump at some stage. These are destroyer carriers. Okay, we've got carriers that we've changed this strike force into a carrier force. So there should be lots and lots of smallish troops that, smallish fighter craft that may be swarming this. Here they all come. So we've got light bombers attacking this as well, and this one's almost down, which is good for us. And so these are, so the small craft are attacking this. You can see them all in through here. The 7th, don't really have a lot of boarding assault strength. So that's just going to, so we can sort of just use the 7th to just keep on essentially just raiding. So I'll just put them back to now raid again. And they'll then just keep on trying to find targets. So we can't target this. This will be too powerful for them. But anything else, really, like anything else is free game. So I'll just we still have 52 fighters on this group. Let's just go and you do need to top this one up with one more destroyer. So we'll go and do that one. We'll go and build. Just make sure this is a destroyer carrier, which it is. So the 7th is, we did this one last time, actually set up specific destroyers for as carriers and other destroyers as actual destroyer ships. So Artist saying, oh, I didn't get here in time for the Distant Worlds 2 stream. Good morning to you. Thanks for that. Yeah, we've just, well, still pretty early. I don't have to rush off today either, so we'll just sort of see how far we get. By the way, I'll be playing this again tomorrow on the Slytherin channel. So pretty much from in 23.5 hours, I'm scheduled to sort of show Distant Worlds 2 on their channel. So I'll be continuing this fight there. I've got a couple of Distant Worlds 2 streams this month actually, which is on their channel, which I always enjoy playing it. Enjoy playing it here, enjoy playing it there. So it's a great little game. Now the fourth invasion fleet. I might just turn off those long range scanners. They're now moving back into position over there. We really don't have a lot back this way, but we do have good money, and the money is this is great for us to be able to then wait the war out. And again, every time we destroy a base, it's worth a fair bit to us. So this little raiding force, you know, it may even be worth getting a second raiding force. So just to go through how that works, in the game you've got essentially these are your major areas in your user interface, and it's such a deep game. You can do all sorts of different things. You don't have to do different things at all. Like the game can sort of do anything you want it to do. It does a lot just automatically, but you can at least go in and sort of tweak things your way. The thing I like to manage is fleets. And so you've got sort of things like this is your empire, diplomacy, characters, the colonies that you've got, exploration, resources, ship construction back in through here as well. Research, this is also where you design. Research in through there, which just gives you the maximum potential research. Even just hovering over, you get the most basic, the most important information just in a really, really basic sort of roll down through here. In fact, we probably should have a look at that one, just see what it actually does do. And so this one is the cash, essentially cash flow. So your empire is mainly about the approvals, the war weariness, the population that you've got, and the money that you're generating. So we can see that we're getting a lot of bonus income, which is how we're making our money. So the bonus income is very, very high, and that will increase as well with that new system that we just got under our control. Diplomacy back and through there, our reputation on war weariness, the characters, 3 admirals, 5 ambassadors, 2 spies, which is not great actually, and one on missions, 2 in counterintelligence. Only 1 scientist and 3 generals. The colonies, we've got 13 colonies in 12 systems, so we've sort of got those in through there, and 27 billion population, so very, very high population. The fully explored systems, that's again just going through the basic stuff. You know, I've never actually really stopped to have a look at what's in here. This is just a very quick snapshot of what we've got. We've got none of our construction or fuel resources are considered low. They're all adequate in through that other side. But in luxuries, we have 35 which are adequate, 5 which are low, and 24 which are critical. So the critical for luxury just means development on your planets, which means happiness, which means money. So the more you can actually get and get those resources to your planets, the happier they'll be, and the more money you'll then make. Then we've got ship construction through there. So state ships under construction 2, civilian ships under construction 28, which is why we're getting so much bonus income back through there. This is a good way to sort of just really quickly summarise what's going on with everything. Idle spaceport yards, we've only got 1 that's idle at this stage, so everything else is actually sort of building something. We've got the research back and through there. We've only got 1 concurrent project that we've opened up. You can do more, but I never see a value in doing that. And then again, we're not quite researching to our full potential, but we're not too bad, to be honest. Actual research output 193. I'm actually happy with that for who we are. We're not a very intelligent faction. Military, we've got military ship strength 30,000, and to put that into perspective, the Miletus have had 1 fleet. We did actually do a lot of damage to it, but they had 1 fleet that had that number. So they're a lot stronger than us. We've got 10 fleets, and the troop attack strength there of 18,000 in total. That's all the troops everywhere throughout the whole, our whole on colonies and everywhere. I'd love to get all of that number to bear on that particular world that we want to be attacking. Actually, one thing we could now go and do is to go and build the special operations and build the planetary defense units. That would be actually pretty cool. I think we might do that actually when we've got the money. And then finally we've got the civilian ships down through there, cargo in transit 72,000, tourists in transit 360,000, and migrants in transit, so 37 million are sort of moving off to settle on current worlds. So these are the various, we don't manage the civilian side at all with what actually does go on. But in military, if I open this one up, we then do actually have, does that, it does actually give me the fleet templates there. The fleet templates is what we're sort of using. And so I don't think, I was thinking of actually going and grabbing another raiding force, which is if we go and have a look at this one and just edit it. Actually, no, the raiding force is different again. Hang on, what did we do? We got carrier fleet, which is based on our raiders. This is the one that we actually currently have, which is, if we go and edit that one, it's got destroyer carriers, frigate carriers as well. So we've mainly got like small craft that we're actually using for doing the damage. So these mainly bring in fighter craft. Wouldn't be bad to get another one of those. Another one of these fleets. 86,000. But if I can go and get the special forces, if I go back to the Cardama system, and where is it, Cardama? There it is there. If we just go back onto Cardama, we're sort of building up quite nicely. We've got like an armor barracks, a high fighter base, troop cloning, planetary administration center, plus a planetary giant iron cannon. So we've got like a lot of protection at Cardama, and we can build troops here very, very effectively using the actual Naxilians. So the Naxilians are really quite cool. If we go back into build facilities, we have a couple of other things we can build. We've got robotic troops, which you don't want. Special operations barracks, which will give me the infiltration swarms, and these will then allow me to bypass a lot of the defences if we have these in our attack. These are sort of like special operations troops that go in before the main attack. Like they go in with the attacking force, but they're very, very good at sort of breaking through. And so I think we might go and build one of those. We also have the Planetary Defence Centre back into here as well, which I probably don't really need that one there. This one's got a... I think I'll actually go and get the Special Operations one there, which will then ultimately allow me to then go and build the troops. We're then going to have another one in through here to then go and pick up the infiltration troops. So just for when we do try to take this particular world. Now they'll be trying to collect their fighter crafts. Look at them all come back. See the swarms? Little swarms, I don't know if you can see that. So they're all now going back onto their various carriers. Okay, now we have a destroy war mission to destroy the Sator research facility on the of the Miletus aspiration. If we go and have a look at this one here, this is something I definitely want to be doing. Rewards, we get 25,000 war score, we get plus 5% Empire happiness for 1 year, increased enemy war weariness of negative 0.25. Research progress goes, we get a little bit more there for improved construction and volcanic colonization, which again, this is all really, really good stuff. So just to find out where that actually is, so that's the, which one is it? Which one is it? Oh, Sator. Sator Research Facility. Now, it says Sator, which means that's a moon somewhere. So we don't know exactly where that one actually is. If I hover back and just hover over it, there it is there. So that Sator, actually is the Sator, it's the Sator system. So that's, so there is a research facility in through here. Yeah, that's an absolute must. In fact, I'll let that continue on with what it's doing, but we'll accept this war mission as well, because they're not going to be able to defend that, I don't think. This is also inside our territory, so I do want that for myself. So we've now got 3, 2 of which we should get fairly soon, I hope. So that's actually now even more valuable to me. If we go back to our second, they're still coming back in for repairs. They also have... second has got... I think we've set up one of those sort of attack targets there. I might just get this one here to use this as an attack target. Oh no, it doesn't actually have it. No, that's okay. Must only be raiding fleets that actually end up with those sort of attack target type things. Unpause. Now they've left the Citadel system basically, like they've gone off to fix up their ships, I believe. So they're going off to invade this little system in here, which I'm happy enough for them to do that. Now they're starting to now offer to end the war. And they've just offered us a white peace, which I'm not interested in. So I'm just going to decline that one. Because at the moment we're still actually thumping along with our war weariness here is really not a problem at all. We're still plus 3.3. If we have a look at them, we're going to find that they're going to be struggling more and more and more as time goes on. They're at still -3, so it hasn't changed that much yet. But so we have the advantage in war weariness, and that's actually it's a big factor in the game. Now we're under attack. They're now offloading their troops again, their fighter craft, and then they'll destroy this. So we're just going to keep the 7th, I'm just going to tell, is just going to be set to raiding again after that. So we've got attacks going in 2 different locations. Again. So this is their 4th Defence Force, which means we're not going to be able to... this is going to be too hard for me. 5,000 is the strength of that particular group. I'm going to leave this particular group so that my 8th, even though it's got like 24 ships or whatever, has only got a full a full strength, 22 ships. It's not going to be enough. So we don't have enough to defend against that particular one. So let's go and move off now and destroy that second one at Sator. So we'll move this one in to just go and wipe that one out. So attack the Sator research facility. We'll go and get that one done. So they're defending that one too stringently for me to be able to move against that one. The Citadel they've left really quite open, which is good for me. I'll leave that one where that is. Hi Beacon, how are you going? So a bunch of one that's saying, as it was mentioned, does anyone know if the player can actually induce demand on a planet by changing the stock demand levels from 0 to some positive number? If you don't have it, you can't get it. I'm not sure if it... I'm sure exactly... I mean, it will then ask for it, but... So yeah, and I'm thinking that where you're trying to do that, let's just take that as an example. Let's go to a little world. The Gulrath system in through here. It's sort of like a bit of an outlier. For me to build up stuff in this particular world, if I go into the resource shortages, you'll find that you often in the early part of something there'll be a things like Kaizen crystals just aren't important, and so you end up with, but some of them are, like Caprica sometimes isn't shown. Like in this, actually Caprica is in this case, but sometimes there's actually a resource that you do require, and yes, in that case it should be fixed. But there was actually a time in the game where there were some of the important ones, like that you did need sort of mid-level, and new worlds just wouldn't be looking for it. So that is available, but it's yeah. So if you do go and change it, you can then go and artificially sort of raise that number if you're wanting to. But if that, I don't know if that answers the question. Probably not. So all right, let's continue on. Passenger ships coming back. They're migrants moving back as well. No cargo there. I'm looking for cargo now leaving this particular system. We want to get that Centaur fluid flowing. Under attack. Just dismiss that one. Did we move the 8th? Yeah, the 8th are now moving off. Now, will they chase us? Possibly they will. Oh, enhanced energy collection. That's a... I'm going to accept that. So that's a good one for us. So we now can get better energy collection. And then the Boscara Martial Order begins constructing a space traders bazaar at Nigan. So this is actually that new little group have actually started to set up their own traders bazaar back over through here, which is interesting. So yeah, that is interesting actually. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So the 8th got away without any real problems against that defence force. They're going to have to go back and defend that location against these other guys that are coming in. We have a monitoring station we're going to be building back in through here somewhere. They've currently got no mission. We really want to make sure that they end up... Actually, there's a mining station there as well. I'll also just keep on wiping these out. Just while we've got a free reign here, I'll just keep on putting them back to raiding again. Just want to wipe out as much of this as we possibly can. Now, oh, here they come, here they come. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move the... They can travel faster through space than what we can. I'm going to move them back to the Cardama system. Refuel at Cardama 5. Now, we also then have the 2nd. Is sitting back in here. They've now got no mission as well. Where's that one? That's still way back over here. I think we'll just scuttle that one. Just get rid of it and just go back to the 2nd. And we do need to now just go and add another escort to that particular grouping. Alright, so we've now got that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now move the 2nd off. What I can do here is actually move the 8th down. Let's actually move the 8th back down to the Antat system to capture this again. And in the meantime, we'll send the 2nd off because we haven't really had any problems back here for quite some time, and I think we've got enough defences on the actual planet itself to be able to hold off there, and we'll send that into Sator to attack that one there. Because they've got long-range scanners everywhere, they're going to be able to see everything that I'm doing. So what will these guys do? They'll bounce in here, but we're going to have some minimal sort of contact there. They're moving off to Sator. So seeing them bypass us. Yeah, there goes a raiding fleet as well. So there's actually a raiding ninth. So they've got like a heap of firepower moving into the Sator system to defend it. Now, if we move back that way, they're going to be stretched. Now, there was that invading force going in this way as well. We can't see them. They're sort of outside of our... That's them going in there. Frigate. This is this group. Just going to be wiping out this particular mining station. And in the meantime, just keep on watching what's going to happen here. Now we can't quite see what's going on in around this system. These are just on the edge of our... here they come. We've got another defence force there. And they've now got the other defence force there, but it looks like they've moved off again. Just looking for any sort of interaction this way. We're not seeing the ships. This is just on the edge of our long-range scanners. So we may get a free rein over here now. There we go. We're now seeing the 9th Strike Force and the 4th Defence Force are both there. This is putting pressure on to allow this one to go in and do its attack. Yeah, they've got an overall strength of 10,000. End war, no, decline. We still should be fine in terms of warrioriness. Yeah, still plus 2.9. It's from... Oh, hang on. Show me. What's that one doing? Oh, it's trying to take out the Citadel spaceport. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. 7th, go back home and refuel, please. Just get them out of there. Because I'm not ready to action that. In fact, we do actually have other fleets now coming back into here. This is the 10th Defence Force is now sort of operating around here. This is actually a refueling station. That would be cool to get. There's more military ships sort of moving in around here. But this is the big one. Might just make sure that we are away. Yep, we're away there. That's good. We won't have done any damage there at all. So that's yeah, that's a bit too powerful for us just at the moment. We will eventually do that one, but I'm just not ready for it. This one is still putting pressure on here, which means that this one now is going to have a free rein this way. Yep, so the station is now firing back. Point defense is taking down their defenses there. So this is a war target. And then we get the second. And just when we get close, because they've got a heap of firepower in here now. We'll now switch targets to somewhere else. Let's go and wipe this out. And we'll see what they do. Having the long-range scanners is so important to be able to see what's going on, and it's really only us and the Miletos that actually have this sort of vision. This is why they're able to get in front of us, but if we can overwhelm what they're doing, it's certainly going to make life better for us. Now there's another force, the 8th Defence Force is now moving over to another system. That attack should be going in at some point. Here comes the 10th Fleet, still moving up. Yep, there they go. So they can see what we're doing. So they're now moving ahead of what we're up to. So we can keep on doing the same deal in through here ultimately, once we take this one out. So this one we do actually have troops on board, so we're going to be capturing that one very, very easily. I'll just watch it. Now the second, with this sort of playing whack-a-mole with these guys, might just stop, just leave it in space, and then we'll get the 8th back, because we're going to fulfill this mission here, capture this this enemy refueling station. So that's going to be done. So we'll just go back to the 8th and wait for this to fall. There we go. So we now actually have war mission accomplished. So we end up with another 20,000 war score. We'll dismiss that one. This is now under our control. So the 8th, I'm now going to move back to take on this one through here. So attack Sator Research Facility. So I'll move that one in, and the well, the second just stays where it is. Now, if they move off, oh, here we go. Accept war mission, capture enemy leaders. So who do we have to try to get? We have to try to get Admiral Nitu Lapuri, which is where? Back at home. Now he'll be in charge of a fleet back in through here. If we just sort of click on this one through here, we've got the 6th Strike Force. He's not part of that one. The 5th Defence, he's not part of that one either. That means he must be on the planet. Yeah, there he is. So he hasn't been given a fleet at this stage. I think I'm going to reject that one because it's going to be too difficult. I mean, we may find him. Oh, here we go. Got an invasion force moving to Obath in the Sejanus system. Invasion force. We have to be careful of these sorts of things. They've only got 3 armor, 1 infantry, so nothing much really at this point. So we don't have to really worry about that one. Where is the Sejanus system? Oh, they're moving over here. Okay, so they're actually just trying to hold on. So most of their attention has been with this other group. So sort of the enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing, but they're not friendly with us either, this other group. So we're going to accept war missions. I'm going to decline that one. I'm just trying to get more of these ones where we can destroy infrastructure. It's more what we're built for. This one here, yep, so that's been captured, and decline that one. Okay, they're moving in towards a target that's in this system here somewhere. Just it'll be a bit of a nothing. Just dismiss that one. Still extremely strong, the Miletus. Now, if they move back towards Sator, I'm just going to go and rush in and destroy what I can in here. If I can get both fleets together, we could possibly do it. Okay, the Karelia are the ones that are also at war with the Miletus, so they've now declared war on another group as well. There they go. That looks to be... Fourth defence, attack the hasty prize, but there's a group that's now moved off. They did have their 9th that was in here as well, and we don't see them anymore. So they're moving off to the Cafadija system, which is where we think there's another attack going to be going in at some point. They've got a small spaceport being built in there. Okay, that's fine. Those 8th Defence Force we don't have to worry about. That one there we don't have to worry about either. Yep, so they're moving off to defend the other system. So we're just getting snippets of information. They're now moving back to protect the Sator system. So what I want to do here is just move in towards Sator. Then we'll bounce off with the other fleet and just get them to go and defend somewhere else. Having that other invasion fleet down this way is sort of is good for me as well, because it sort of it just means I've got a bit of leeway to do things. So if I'm trying to see, did anyone have a successful game with the Artuk? My recent holiday play through with the Artuk ended in a disaster. Apart from disintegrating colony ships, I coped with the mass of lower class rubbish ships that eventually the bugs won the game. Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't particularly like. Actually, Shellac is the Shellac system. Where's that? Oh, that's way over there. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about that one. No, I haven't played much with them. I don't like the fact that their ships blow up, just randomly. Now we're going to send our fleets in again fairly soon. We're getting good war score here. Fourth haven't gone off anywhere. Now they've moved. What I could do here is move in with both fleets. That'll give me nearly 10,000 worth of attack strength against their one fleet. So if I grab the second, I don't know where the first have gone. Their fourth fleet is not moving down towards my systems, because otherwise my long-range scanner would pick it up. And so it hasn't actually picked that one up. Let's go and take this out as well, and we'll make this into a large combat with both fleets. It's just a commuter of theirs. Yeah, so their fourth is already back here. That's just a heavy escort, which is just patrolling. It's now targeting that particular fleet. And here comes the second fleet. Well, their fourth fleet has not arrived. Small craft coming out. Here they come. Right, so the fourth fleet is really the one that we want to destroy. So I'm going to grab the second, and we want to destroy these ships. I'll allow this one. This one's on the other side, so it can still continue in against the research center. Might just go down to half speed. This is the one that we like. We do need to gang up on this, but we'll see if we can just destroy this on the way back through. It's dropping quickly. Separated enough that we don't really have to worry about it. So I'm just trying to jump. Hyperdrive is now offline. You know, I could take this out as well. If we go back to the second, let's go and capture this one here automatically. This is now starting to drop. It's got iron damage. I actually would like to capture it, but the goal is to destroy it. We can always rebuild it. So we'll just watch what actually happens into here. Got troops on board there now. Lots and lots of them. That's enough to take that one. Destroy this one now. Quickly. It's gone. That then severely weakens. So they actually ended up coming in spread out a little bit with what they were doing. That one's still, it's almost gone. This one here is dropping fast now. Ninth Strike Force. Yes, this is actually moving in towards a mining station that we've got in the Kafel DMAR system. If we go and have a look at that one, this is actually a little asteroid belt that we have. That this is the 9th that we saw move off before, where we thought there was going to be an invasion on this world, but it never eventuated. So that's interesting. So I'm not sure what happened. Oh, there they go. The 11th Invasion Fleet is moving back off again. Still with 2 armor on board, so they didn't actually drop everything. So that's actually now limping back home somewhere else. In the meantime, we'll just continue on with this attack. The second can now move off and start to destroy more of these ships. It's now dropping. Our swarm abilities are really, really good. We have built, there we go. So we ended up with getting all of this extra bonuses. Found technology that has advanced our understanding of volcanic and improved construction, and we also get these other bonuses as well. So we'll dismiss that one. That was a big bonus for us. Now, is there... I didn't check to see if there was a scientist in here. We'll just keep on destroying what we can in this other side. Now we're going to be wanting to build our own research station here, but there's already another base on the other side, so we need to destroy that one now. What we've done is we've done enough here to mean that this is no longer a big threat. Let's just go and attack that mining station. There we go. The improved construction research is now completed as well. This one gives us the Planetary Bastion. Might have a look at that one, just sort of see what that one was that we just picked up. So improved construction research. So if we just come back and have another look at this one here. So construction research. Is that up this way? It's not that one. Not sure where it is. Again, oh, there we go. Is that improved construction? There we go. So it gives us the planetary bastion. Yep, so we've got bombardment resistance 99%. So this one does actually allow us, if we end up at war with the troop that's going to be bombarding our planets, we can then sort of go and make use of that. So that's fine. Just exit the research. Actually, we got anything else queued up? We don't. We should pick up what we want to get next. It's going to take a bit of time to get that one. We're so close to getting this one. I might just get some of these little cheap ones out and get them out of the way. Just pay the cost there. Might as well get that one as well. Just anything that's close. Take too long. This one does give us limited terraforming. It's 4 and a bit years for that one there. Wouldn't be bad. We did actually end up picking up this one as well, which was good. That's good for us. Getting happiness is always good. I'll keep it going this way, I think. Just exit the research. They're now going to jump. Now the second, in this system, we can sort of basically wipe them out from this system here. Now we've got the proxy system, which have now left open to us again. So just go and grab the second, and we'll now just go and destroy even more. Just sort of open everything right up here. So the 8th is going to be jumping, I think. No, they're just going to move around the planet. In that case, I'll get the 8th to destroy this escort. So yeah, our war score now is very, very high. That one there needs to be picked up. So just keep the 8th. Here, just go back to full strength, full speed. Fleet is just passing us. Got another strike force, which has now moved into there. Got the other strike force down that way. Assigned mission. Okay, so this is the Citadel research station. This is important. Yeah, I'll assign that mission. It's it's part of the Citadel planet that we are wanting to target at some stage. It's going to be a bit hard. Going back again. Tough interceptors, okay, that's alright. accept treaty. Now I'm going to keep on declining because my war weariness is not too bad. Still at plus 1.2. How are they going now? They're at -6, so they're starting to now get mild war weariness, and we'll just keep it going until they start to offer us more things. We're sort of certainly, our numbers here are really, really good. Like we've got some very, very good, numbers that we're sort of seeing through here now with the actual progress of the war, which was sort of like, it was a bit of a tricky one to start with, but we have been able to smash a couple of their fleets, which has been very, very good. They're coming back in. Now this is the second. So we're now sort of in between a few different locations. Let's just go and attack this one here. Then we'll switch back. And this is still the fourth, which is coming back in. It's funny, they deviated off. So we have another war mission to capture another location, which is back over here. Okay, so what do we have there? Capture the Lemeray mining station. So I'm going to accept that one because that would be another good one for us to go and get. It's sort of it's in the zones that I'm looking for. So we'll go and accept that war mission. That's the only one we have. We're not going to get this new research. I can't get rid of that one, unfortunately, but I don't think I can right click on it. No, it's just going to take me straight there. Just exit the research. We'll dismiss that. And we'll see if we can wipe out even more of their ships. Again, our swarming is unbelievably good. And we'll go after these ships. One. Should be trying to jump. Got away. Alright, so that's just going to mean that we go after this one now. So, some other influencer thing. Don't know why this stream gives me lag. Actually, you're not the only one. Somebody else was having this last week. Was it you, Fine? I can't remember who it was. It might have been Sev, actually. So, someone was saying that it was a bit laggy for them. But I'm not sure why. I've got good up speeds and I've got no drop frames, so it shouldn't really be a problem. New monitoring station completed. I do want to see where this one actually is. So this is actually a monitoring station that allows us to then see extremely long range. So what we end up with is we've got the long range sensor array, but this one extends double its standard long range array distance because it's a monitoring station. The monitoring station itself has got a scanner range of plus 100%, which means that depending on where it is, and that's actually a good one for us. If we go and have a look, it's now covering all of this, which is so we've got pretty much, there's no real surprises anymore from any of the from anyone really in this particular range. So we've actually built that inside their territory. They may destroy it, but it still gives us a really good view as to what their movement actually is. So that's a very important monitoring station that we've actually picked up. This goes another invasion force. Nothing to do with us. Now this one here has now finished. So the 8th can just go back in, and we need to get one new escort in through that side, and just go to card number 5, and we'll just put them back to defend again. So they can just be done that way. And this one here, this fleet, they've actually moved off now to this one here. Not sure what it's doing, unknown mission, but it's taken damage. So we just keep on wiping out everything in this system. You know, we've got enough, just thinking about the first. We do have the 7th, which was operating. They're coming, or they're going back in to attack the Citadel. This is going to be an important attack with what they're going to be doing. It's the last ship of the 10th. Bounce back in again for another attack. Let's get rid of this guy. It's already damaged. Another ship down. Now, there's only one ship left in that fleet now, which is back over here. Let's get rid of this. So even though our strength is low, we do fairly well. Now this will be interesting. What we're going in with here is we do actually have, and this is what I really wanted to see, what was going to happen with these, with the planet attacking. You've got a defense strength there of 3.6. Now with the group here, this is going to be interesting to see what actually happens with this one. I might even go at half speed. The planet itself has got the big Planetary Torpedo launcher, and this is, all of this is coming from the planet. So we're already taking a lot of damage there. These should jump once we get the problem, once attacks start to sort of come back through. There's a big, heavy attack. Oh no, we can't deal with this. So they've got a defense force which has just come back in. So the 7th needs to go back home. Refuel and repair. So they need to get away from there. I need to go in with bigger fleets. They're going to try to pick up their troops, which is not going to work. So we're going to have to go in with big fleets here. Reactor is offline, meaning it can't jump. So we've just lost ourselves a frigate carrier. Oh, it got away. Not for long. It's over there. Once hyperdrive's offline, this is just a heavy escort. So that was an unsuccessful attack. That does give them a few extra points, unfortunately. Now these guys are trying to wait for their ships to come. So the small craft are flying back in before they escape. Once they arrive, they'll then jump away. What I like about these is they really are staying way, way back. There they go. So once they get their bombers and interceptors on board, they're off. Gone. All right, so not great. So the 7th has lost some ships. I just one escort, but a bit of damage there. So that's not really suitable for attacking such heavily defended locations. I've got another group that's now come in. This is the 9th back again. Now the second is still in here. Let's go after this one here. Damage here. What they used to have. Just standard bubble. No, version 3 bubble shields now. God, they've got heaps. The shielding is very, very hard for us to deal with. Bubble shields, that's how we'll end the war. Okay, that's alright, we'll just dismiss that one. So they're still invading and taking over worlds of the other war that they've got going on. Just trying to jump away. Okay, well that's that one done. So the 9th is now also very, very badly damaged. This has been a good session actually. We've done some good work in here. Now the Sator, we do want to go and build ourselves a research station here. And I might as well grab a mining station there as well. Let's get 2 of those. The second can just go back into a defensive role. Okay, the day up vigilance consortium encountered. Just missed that one. Well, we've done well in here. This has actually worked out fairly well. I'm thinking that they'll start to sue for peace fairly soon, I would imagine. We've lost 4 bases, 4 military ships and 5 other ships, but we've actually killed 23 of theirs, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's really, really cool actually. So we've done a good job here. I might even set up, what have we got there? There's a station, a monitoring station there. Actually, they've built a monitoring station at this location. So that's why they're seeing everything we do. I mean, they've got them here as well, but seconds, we'll just move off. The 8th, he's got no mission. I will just tell them to go. What I might do is I'll get them to get rid of that monitoring station to start with. And what else do we have to do? We have to go and capture this mining station over here. Well, I might get the first to do that. 7th are coming back in. They'll have to be repaired. 12th Invasion Force, don't really need to worry about those so much. So the first has just been protecting this system. But I might send them off to capture this one here. It's a little bit away from where we need protections, but we do have the 7th to just help protect this planet. I'm going to decline that one. There's the 6th strike force moving back. Again, you can see big numbers there, like 5,500 is their attack strength, which is more than my full fleets. But bang for buck, you know, we actually do pack more of a punch than what they do. Now, what we're likely to find here is that there will be protections, rivalries. So here we go. Who have we got this time? So, power struggle between Falcons and Gundek Buzak. So, if we have a look and see who these guys... Well, Falcons... Is Falcons in the chat? No, not today. And I'm just going with whoever has the best. So, I've got Gundek Buzak. So, Falcons has got good, really, really good skills. This one not so much. So, who will win the struggle? Falcons will. So Falcons has got Swarm Lord, good recruiter, tough discipline, good tactician and energetic. So a lot of good stuff there. So I'll just go and let Falcons win this one here as well. This is actually something only the Gizarians have this one, where they actually have like a rivalry. It does cause unrest in the group. So if we have a look at Falcons again. So Falcons now has good ground logistician as well. So if we had Falcons leading the attack, he's waiting at Epia, actually waiting for the attack to go in. Might transfer him out to the 4th Fleet. So he's basically there anyway. So he will then join when we do go in. He's going to give a lot of benefit to the attack that when we do try to take the Citadel. That may have to be tomorrow. Accept trade. No, decline that one. Now that's a very powerful defense fleet. I may have to bring another fleet back up. rid of that monitoring station. So I'll destroy that. Oh, they've taken Shellyak. That's interesting. It's only a crappy little world. So Citadel is becoming more strongly defended. Cargo going back from here. There we go. Starting to see Zentavia fluid now. Moving off to Venex. That's what we want to be seeing. What's going on there? Leader replaced. Our leader has been ousted as incompetent. So Lee Jorbeck has been appointed the new leader and has assumed immediate control. So there'll be some upheaval. So we do now have to be a little bit careful. Our money should go backwards for a little while, but it's not as bad as the military dictatorships when they sort of have problems. So we do overall have positive happiness there, negative happiness there. So that sort of balance each other out. I've always got structured research as well. What we don't want to do is start to see planets fragment away. We're really keeping the eye on what's happening down this way now. We do actually have, what have we got in here? Oh, there's too much happening in this side. Second Fleet. No, let's get out of there. Second Fleet, go home and repair. They're strung out everywhere, so we'll just get them all the way back home. They've just been trying to chase down the other group. It's just they didn't disengage. So the second is going off. The eighth is basically now got no mission. They've destroyed that monitoring station. I'm going to send them back out to Citadel, I think. I might move them up, because I think now we can actually start to do more attacking from this location. The other thing I could do, and I've still got the 7th, I might just tell them that their home base is now the Epia spaceport as well, and we'll just set them to go back to defend. So we'll just get them moving up that way, because I will have to start to wind up this session now, I think. So we didn't get to take Citadel. Hopefully will be tomorrow. We're not going to be able to take this either. So we'll move them back. So we'll just stop what we're doing. Just go back into to defend. And they'll just move back to the Epi system again. That's going to give me 3 fleets plus an invasion fleet ready to try to damage whatever I possibly can in this system, around in through here. The 7th is still repairing. So they'll move back. They've got an invasion fleet moving off, but they're moving off this way again. Second is now moving away from that location and back to the Cardama system. So now we'll just keep ourselves with one fleet protecting this area of space, and we'll now start to bounce and put even more pressure back up this way. Yeah, they've got even more coming in here. They've got a lot of defences now. So I think we're going to have to find another trap where we can sort of start to get even rid of more of their forces. So that'll probably have to be tomorrow, I think. We sort of take on the Citadel system. Now the 10th. Okay, we've got the, this is a ship which I think is just part of the 10th. Oh no, it's... Oh, you're just part of the 10th, sorry. Yes, this is actually just moving across. It's just bouncing, so there is a fleet that's going to be sort of attacking that one, or moving in towards that one. We'll just let the 10th actually get back up into where it's actually sort of moving. We've got the 4th out this way as well. So the 4th and the 10th are both close together. They will form the attack fleets for tomorrow to try to take Citadel. This is such an important planet. They're moving across to the Dark Liberty, which I don't want them to do. I'm just going to get them to move back to the home system. That's just nothing much for us to worry about. Just get them to come back in and repair. We'll just refuel at Epia. And then we will use that to start to destroy the fleets. This one should be jumping. There it goes. It's moved out of the way. Now they're also got, they're stretched over here. If this war stays going for any length of time, it's going to be good for us. New mining station completed. Yeah, so tomorrow on the Slytherin stream, I think I'll try to take Citadel and just sort of see how we go. So we're going to end up with four big fleets here to try to take out this system. If we can take that system, that's going to, as I said before at the start of the stream, going to really split their empire and make all of this very, very susceptible. I don't mind if these guys, chomp away on whatever they want out of that. So the 8th should be moving up. This guy's quite good. Enhanced transports, that's good. Accept treaty. Here we go. Now they are offering the enhanced transport. Now the MU 972 Sentinel, that will be a monitoring station. How are we going? We're now slightly negative with our war weariness. I think we stay in the fight. I think we decline for now. We need more. I'm sort of liking what we have. Now the 8th, I'm going to move back up to and just tell them to refuel at Epia. And that way they can just get ready. Structured research is now completed. This is going to allow us to get the Science Academy. Now, accept war mission, defend important research station. Now we have the Martiga Research Centre, and we don't have a lot down that way. Martiga is there. Actually, we do have this one, the 3rd. Yeah, the 3rd could do it. So I will actually go and accept that war mission. Trade, no, we won't worry about that one. Yeah, that's been very severely damaged. Now that just means that really we can't move off from the Cardama system much at all. Quick look and see if there's any other research stations we can go and build. Yeah, we've got the Sator, which we're already building. It's only one really. Now we're just going to quickly go and grab these other 2. So I'll just go and see what we want to get after these. What do we need? This one here will give me the better bombers and interceptors. It's 11.1 years, but this will be sort of like our future. Size 100 there for the large hive hangars. I think we might go that way. Let's have a look and see if what we can put them on. If we go and have a look at the enhanced construction, small spaceport, we've got 6 hangars for that one. I think that getting our better fighter craft is going to be quite useful. We have improved. This is a hive fighter base. That's also 12 years. That one there we can get in 4 years. Defense bases we haven't bothered with. 16 years to get light cruisers. I don't think I need. Let's go for the. I like the idea of getting the better fighter craft. Where are we? This is in particular for us. We're very, very good with small craft, so we'll sort of change. We'll probably end up changing our structure a little bit once we get these. Pay the cost. It's going to be a little way off before we end up getting that one, but it's a good one for us. So I'll just move that one in, and I might as well, just so we don't lose these, we'll just go and crash the research there. When there's more of these sort of moving out of the way, it's a good thing for us. Seventh Strike Force. No, we don't want that to be what we go after with the 7th. What I want to do is I do want to stretch what they do, what they end up having. So we'll end up with other attacks. In fact, what we can do, we'll probably do that tomorrow, I think. Actually, no, I might as well do it now. What I'm just going to do is just going to go across to my military tabs and just go across to enemy targets. And so we can sort of see there that we've got, one's a mission that we have to then go and try to do. We have a whole lot of stuff into here that we don't want to, we don't need to be doing that one. We need to be going after the Miletus, so we're just going to go in with the, this will be war targets. And so that will then just sort of show essentially what we have. So they've got different strike forces. They've got a Sentinel, MU, where's that one? Oh, that's way over here. In that case, I'll get the 3rd to take that one out. Another monitoring station. So they can see everything that's going on. That's very, very deep inside our territory, so we definitely want to get rid of that one. We're not seeing any other real stations there. This is all the other bases. We're now sort of starting to see a lot more. So we're seeing the Sentinel, mining stations. I might just go and set a few of these up as targets. So this is the Il Nasta 2. So I'll just select the 7th. There we go, 7th is in through there. That should give me, so I now actually have targets that are sort of just showing in close to where the 7th actually is. So let's just go and cross and just go Q attack against the Pascorni 2 mining station. So we'll do that one. The Elima is also in the same system. The one back out through here. So we'll just start to target all of these. Let's queue these up. And we don't want to do these spaceports. Yeah, they're all at Citadel. We'll come back for those. Let's just leave it at that. So we now actually have these, which will then become the targets that we end up having for the, not so much for the 7th. The 7th is then going to want to go off and do those. Planetary Bastion at Venex. I'll decline that one. That's pretty safe where we are. Now the 7th is now just going to go off and just do, because we've queued them up, they'll just go off and do their thing. Oh, we have an attack. That won't really be a problem for us. Oh, hang on, are they going after our monitoring station? I'm not sure where the... we did build a monitoring station in and around here somewhere. Just let them go off and do their stuff. The 10th? Yeah, that's it there. I'm going to now move the all of the 10th across. Just going to go and disband the 10th fleet. I'll just do a just double check. Leave fleet. So I'll just go back through all of the 10th and we'll just go leave 10th fleet. So the 10th fleet no longer exists. The ships that are here, join these to the 4th. And this one as well. So that means that the 4th invasion fleet has now got extra ships. We do have refuelers, so we'll just go and get them refueled. Now they're, I've got an attack point there which I don't really want as such. The attack point that I want for this fleet is going to be Citadel. So just go and have that sort of set up as the actual attack point that we want. So it's going to be our long range, our long term attack. Gee, we've got a lot of troops on this one. And it's got retrofit, the latest designs at Epio. We might do that as well. I think. These are all out of fuel as well. Yep, let's get them back in. So these are just hovering back, waiting for Citadel to open up. There we go. And again, once the 8th comes up, we'll be in a position then to stretch them out. And sort of get them doing all sorts of different things all over the place. They've taken this system. There's their monitoring station. They're going off to try to protect this this attack. What's that doing? Second Fleet, why are you over there? It's got to go back and go back to Cardama. Just get everyone back there. I think that was a ring-in that we sort of ended up with. It sort of came back in. The high fighters. The 10th are going to arrive before we get away here. Oh no, they've now stopped. No, we've done the job, so that's good. That one's now gone. The 7th is still auto, like they're sort of just doing everything automatically. The others are now coming back in for retrofits. So the 4th is sort of moving back in. We've still got the 1st. I need to keep the 1st here until we get the others. So if any of these, if they do attack us back in through here, these strike forces and things, actually they're not really doing much. There's a big invasion fleet there, but not too much. 9 armor, 3 infantry. I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, that's invading Tetre 2. So that will be back over in here somewhere. There it is. It's moving off to here to invade that world. Well, I think we're going to, once the 8th sort of moves back up into this system, we're going to be able to take the Citadel system on, I think, tomorrow. But I have run out of time today. So I'm going to leave it here. So G. Jenner saying, how do I learn with the tutorial? It's sort of one of those things where, like I do a lot of videos on it, and I like if you happen to be watching when I'm live streaming, I've got to go now. But if you ask questions, I can certainly try to answer things. That's something that I try to do. Like, you know, it's one of the ideas here is to try to help people if they are struggling with the game. And but yeah, it's sort of one of those things where every game is different. I think the biggest thing is just to have the mindset that you are playing a game that is like a simulation game. It's not actually a typical type game. Actually, they're now going in again. This is probably not going to work. I might just tell the 7th to go back to Epier. I can actually sort of stop that attack just because the 10th is now going to come back in. There's too many groups now coming back in to try to help and defend the different locations. And these aren't great at fighting fleets. Just get the craft back on board and off they go. Once we get the 8th, we're going to be able to bounce in with all 3 fleets. It's now moving in to try to protect this. That wouldn't have worked out all that well for us. So we'll then sort of do what we did last time, which is to just pick targets all over the place and just absolutely overwhelm the defences. So we'll do that tomorrow, I think. So here comes the 8th now. Do they have a presence there at all? Not really. That's okay. New spy, that's good. Still retrofitting. We'll need to refuel as well. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it here, guys. So sorry, I keep on just wanting to play a little bit longer all the time. And I think tomorrow, as I said, I'll be streaming this on the Slytherin channel tomorrow. So we'll actually go and see if we can take the Citadel system out, which is a very, very difficult nut to crack. But if we can take that system, that'd be awesome. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you.